22-2 work together. So step 1 says using the adjusted trial balance for Travel Light Corporation shown in question assets, we're going to complete the income statement for the current year. Merchant inventory beginning balance is $32,158.15. We need to calculate and record the following vertical analysis ratios: cost of merchandise sold, gross profit on operations, total operating expenses, income from operations, net addition or deduction resulting from other revenue and expenses, and net income before federal income tax. Make sure that we round our percentage calculations to the nearest 0.01%. So it's very nice for us. It's already included all of the things that we need to fill in. We are just simply filling in numbers. It even shows us where we're going to put those numbers. So we need to make sure that we have our trial balance. So I'm going to unpin this so I can move this around. Okay, so first thing, we are looking at our operating revenue section, and we need to fill in our sales. So I'm going to scroll down to find my sales on my adjusted trial balance, and I'm going to simply fill in that number, $587,934.15. Next, I have my sales discount, so 1,010.4. And my sales returns and allowances, 4,173.6. Now notice I see that I have another blank right here. This simply tells me that I'm going to add those two together. I'm going to add that sales discount and sales returns and allowances together. I should get a total of $5,184. Okay, next, it tells me that I'm going to subtract those two. So notice it says sales less, and that will give me my net sales. So I'm going to simply subtract those two numbers. Make sure that you pay attention to those clues that say things like less in there to tell us what we need to be doing. So 587,934.15 minus my 5,184. I should get $582,750.15. I'm going to leave these blank until I'm done figuring out all my numbers. So next I'm moving on to my merchandise inventory. Now, I need to scroll back up to my directions because it tells me my merchandise inventory beginning balance is $32,158.15. That is the number I'm using here. This is my beginning balance. So 32,158.15. Okay, next I need to find my purchases on my adjusted trial balance. $388,732.40. Then I'm going to look at my purchases discount, $2,741.80. And my purchases returns and allowances, $1,358.07. Again, just like I did for my sales discount, sales returns and allowances, for my purchases section, I'm going to add those two together. I should get $4,099.87. Okay, again, I'm going to pay attention. Here it tells me I'm going to take purchases less those returns and discounts. Okay, so I'm going to subtract those two numbers. I should get $384,632.53. That is my net purchases. Okay, next I need to figure out my total cost of merchandise available for sale. So to figure out this number, I see that my beginning merchandise was $32,000 and I have purchases of $384,000. I'm going to add these two numbers together to get my total cost of merchandise available for sale. $416,790.68. Okay, next I'm going to subtract my merchandise inventory on December 31st. So for that, I'm going to go back up to, I'm going to go back up to my adjusted trial balance, and I'm going to find my merchandise inventory. My merchandise inventory is here. It's listed as $45,058.15. Okay, it tells me again, I'm paying attention to my clues. Tells me I'm going to subtract those two numbers to figure out my cost of merchandise sold. $371,732.53. Again, this number I'm going to wait to figure out until I'm done with the rest. Okay, next thing I need to do then is figure out my gross profit. So I'm going to look at my two numbers that I have in my far right column here. I see my net sales, and then I see my cost of merchandise sold. I'm going to subtract those two numbers to figure out what my gross profit is. My gross profit is $211, or $211,017.62. All right, I'm moving on to my next section, which is my operating expenses. I have a lot of expenses that I'm going to be filling in, and these are all going to come off of my adjusted trial balance. So I'm going to scroll down to my expense section. They should go right in order. So I'm going to start with my advertising expense, $7,973.50. Cash short and over, 4.58. Credit card fee, $5,033.47. Depreciation expense equipment, $2,250. Insurance expense, $3,000. Miscellaneous expense, $4,341.10. Payroll taxes expense, $7,483. Rent expense, $14,457.50. Repairs expense, $1,742.50. Salary expense, $79,482. Supplies expense, $1,150.04. Uncollectible accounts expense, $3,675. And my utilities expense, $4,330.50. Okay, then I need to figure out my total operating expenses. So I'm simply going to be adding all of my expenses together. Okay, you should get a total of $134,923.19. Okay, then I need to figure out what my income from operations is. So I'm going to take my gross profit and I'm going to subtract from it my total operating expenses. So my income from operations is going to be $76,094.43. Next, this is my new section. So now I'm going to figure out my other revenue. So I'm going to go to my interest income. Again, I'm going to go and I'm going to find that on my adjusted trial balance. So here's my interest income, $584.74. My rent income, $1,000. And my gain on plant assets, $55. Notice that these do not go in the same order on my adjusted trial balance as they are on here. Okay, so make sure you're paying attention to the right line. My total other income then, I'm going to simply add those numbers together. So my total other revenue is $1,639.74. Next, I'm going to figure out my other expenses. And those are these down at the bottom of my adjusted trial balance. My interest expense is $1,370.65. And my loss on plant assets is $124. I need to figure out my total other expenses by adding those two numbers together. My total other expenses is $1,494.65. Okay, next I need to figure out what my net addition is. So my net addition is I'm going to look at what my other revenue is, total other income, and I'm going to subtract from it my total other expenses, and that's going to give me if I have a net addition. My net addition is $145.09. Next is my net income before federal income tax. Now, this is a net addition, so I need to add that to my income from operations. So I'm going to add those two numbers together. My net income before federal income tax is $76,239.52. I need to subtract from that my federal income tax expense. So here's my federal income tax expense on my adjusted trial balance, $14,171.44. I'm going to subtract those two numbers. And my net income will be $62,068.08. I'm going to go ahead and repin that. Okay, last thing I need to do is I need to figure out my component percentages. And I need to fill those in. Notice it tells me which ones I'm going to do, but it also gives me a blank for those. Remember, it says percentage of sales. So this is always going to be divided by my net sales. So if I take net sales divided by net sales, I'm simply going to get 100.0. Remember, we need to round to the nearest 0.1%. Okay, for my next one, I'm going to take my cost of merchandise sold divided by my net sales, and I should get 63.79. Okay, go ahead and figure out the rest of them, pause the video, and then check your answers when you are done. Gross profit percentage should be 36.21. Operating expenses should be 23.15. Income from operations should be 13.06. Net addition should be 0.02. Net income 13.0.